Breaking shit technician. Hey man, what's the news, man? How you feel about the Deadpool movie?
Oh, shit was ass.
God.
Yeah, shit was patootie.
Everybody saying that shit was excellent.
Everybody saying that?
Yeah.
I thought it was just. I only know King saying it's bad. You saw it, Jay?
Yes,
You didn't like it either? Yeah, man. I don't know.
I mean, with the action, they gonna do what they Hollywood said. What?
That shit was light. It wasn't enough action. That was a 2-hour movie. If they would have did an hour and 30, I probably give it better. But you made me sit here for 2 hours, listen to a bunch of gay Ryan Reynolds jokes and ball grabbing and just a bunch of stabbing Wolverine.
That shit.
Like that shit wasn't cool.
Minus the gay jokes, that shit was still.
Was it as good as the first two?
Nope.
Nah.
Even one fucking movie.
I mean, they was overcompensating. Like I told you, the cameos were supposed to.
I ain't never been no Hugh Jackman fan. He too long for that shit.
I mean, it's just not. It's just he was. They tried to just overfeed you with cameos, and if you wasn't lackluster with like, oh my man, that shit was kind of ass, man.
I heard Blade was in there. What he?
Blade was cool. Yeah, Blade was cool. You know what I'm saying? But the overall just plot of the movie, because I watched Loki, and it's just like, okay, we're gonna take what we did from Loki and just do it in Deadpool. Just put a bunch of they literally said it wasn't no real script. Ryan Reynolds improv the whole thing. There was nothing. It was.
What about Professor X's sister? Was she cold at least?
I mean, that was cool. Yeah, she was better than Professor X.
Yeah, like evil.
I mean, I was saying Professor X do some stuff she do.
I'm saying evil motherfuckers always use their powers a little bit more fucking cold. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, X is a bitch. She wasn't playing around with these niggas. Like, Professor X would technically probably be scared of him a little bit. She like. Bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was ripping niggas' skin off with just her mind, nigga.
I was trying to support it because, like, all of the female fucking cast that be in, like, Marvel and shit coming down on it so hard. I'm like, this shit gotta be good if they fucking hated something.
Girls, they wasn't in the movie.
I know, but, like I said, I thought it was like.
All he did was call a bunch of niggas an electric.
Oh, it was supposed to be, She-Hulk was supposed to be in it. She talking a lot of shit. Bitch, you better hope it's your job.
But she ain't got no job. They scrapped her.
I'm saying, but they be, they.
Nah, she's done.
I know, but they might put her in some other people shit like later on down the line.
Maybe. She just mad because she lost that shit. We might watch that shit.
It was dumb. I saw like the first 5 minutes.
Oh, y'all go ahead to the.
I watched the whole thing.
When I saw that she saved the Incredible Hulk, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not watching this.
It might have had a good moment leading to that point, though, Brad. Right?
I'm saying in the comic and shit, you know what I mean? When she became She-Hulk and shit, it was believable, you know what I mean? He gave her a blood transfusion trying to save her.
Oh, okay. You tried the comic, but like, you fuck with the comic, but like the TV show the TV show wasn't really.
I don't like the way they be trying to make women seem like they the fucking like the end all be all.
Yeah, they were trying to make She-Hulk better than Hulk. Like they were trying to say she was stronger than the fat. I'm like, bruh.
You got your shit with a blood transfusion. He actually got the gamma rays right here, you know what I mean? You got that shit legitimate. You just got like, that shit might go away. It's like a sexual transfusion.
Then they did like, it was a weird obsession. Everybody wanted to fuck She-Hulk because she was green.
Nigga, you see the shit where they had her as thicker than Meg the Stallion?
I was like, what's going on here with the She-Hulk?
She was twice as thick as Meg the Stallion.
Oh, no.
That's what it was. Like when she would go on dates, all the dudes wanted She-Hulk. They like, you gonna transform for me, baby?
That sounds like some boy show. All right, so get a show on the road, man. Chicago Black Delegation Podcast is a show dedicated to the reshaping and reclaiming of black culture in America. The intentions of this podcast is to improve the conditions of blacks in America by way of platforming different ideas, music. Oops. At no point will the views shared on this podcast, be it the show's title, conversation headers, and individuals express ideas or otherwise should be interpreted as an attack on other groups, but rather as a means to a greater end for blacks in America. Views shared by individuals does not represent the views shared by the Chicago Black Delegation, its staff, or other guests unless specified. What's up, man? Oh, this thing catching me? Okay, What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chicago Black Delegation Podcast. I'm your host, AC, aka High Thinking, and we're back again, third week in a row. Look at us, we on schedule finally, being consistent. Unfortunately, we ain't been consistent with the content videos, but I definitely got some about 3 videos lined up, ready to roll out this week. So please look out for that. Please, we appreciate it if y'all share them and engage with them and all that good stuff, so we can get the information out there, so we can get these ideas out there. So especially we in this much of this political season. I think it's about time that black people especially start honoring themselves intellectually and getting engaged with the conversation surrounding politics. A lot of stuff is going on, and if you're not paying attention, it's going to go to right of your head, and we're going to go through the same nonsense that we've been going through over the past 50-some years. So we got a new face over here, but we're going to get some in a second, and we also have some familiar faces. So go ahead and Jay, tell them who you is and what you about, what you been up to, bro.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Jay Rashid. Man, I've been working. Recently joined up with a theater group, Theater 47 out in Park Forest. We just wrapped up a
time when we fell in love. You remember that time?
Anyway,
go ahead.
We just wrapped up a Michael Jackson tribute show. We got another one coming up on the 18th. That's the last show. We doing it by demand. So come out, support. If y'all want to see another one, y'all got to put that in demand.
Black-owned business.
Black-owned business for sure. And we getting ready to do Lady Sings the Blues and Living All Alone, the Phyllis Hyman story. Recently, a couple days ago, we just went to go see 44, the Barack Obama story. It was, man, I ain't gonna lie, that shit was hilarious. They had Joe Biden up in there like a character out of SNL or some shit. Like it was funny, bro. But yeah, y'all go check that out for sure.
Yeah, for sure, for real. New face, Mr. What do you go about on TV, or you got an alias or something? What's up?
I ain't no alias. I'm
Okay,
Brad.
Okay.
Everybody knows me as that, so that's what I am. Who I am.
All right, Brad. Tell me.
Lifelong scholar, educator, specialist of all things.
Oh, jack of all trade, huh? Jack of all trade, the king of all trade, huh?
King of all trade.
Oh, shit, look at... Oh, hold up.
Ooh, bye.
All right. Savage, we know who you is.
Yeah, y'all know me, man. King Savage, man. Here for another week, man. It's still fuck Kanji. Even when
yeah. Kanji, he tuned in. I'm sure he is. If you're not tuned in, we'll just clip that up and send it directly to him. Yeah, man. We got a bit of a variety show going on today. We don't have we're not sticking to too much of a theme. We're gonna be touching in on this Trump and the NABG conference conversation. That was pretty interesting. You were discussing about the black jobs and stuff like that. So we're gonna I'm gonna get my spin on that and what that conference is about. A little bit and then we got a couple trending videos that we kind of ran into, trending stories and stuff like that. So hopefully y'all enjoy the show. If y'all new to this show, we kind of do a little bit different type of a concept here. For the most part, we talking to y'all throughout the whole entire experience, but just understand that the way we record different segments, and I'm going to introduce and outro each and every segment. So don't get confused about me saying goodbye. That doesn't mean the show is ending. It just means that we are entering a new segment. You feel me? So without further ado, we're going to get to the first video. If I can find my mouse. So, what's up? Welcome back to Chicago. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chicago Black Delegation Podcast. I'm your host, AC, aka High Thinking, and we are taking a look at Donald Trump and the NABJ, the National Black Journalists. I think I got that right.
National Association of Black Journalists.
National Association for Black Journalists, right? So yeah, he just kind of came here and spoke up about his position on certain things. These journalists had some pretty pressing questions that Black Americans are worried about with Donald Trump. So and Donald Trump is here to stick his chest out, say what he got to say, and hopefully everybody understands his position and the Republicans' position with a better understanding. So take it around for a little bit of a second. What do y'all think about Donald Trump's what do y'all think about Donald Trump in this election cycle? Is he the move? Is he like, should we avoid it? Just off of what you understand right now, we'll probably come back around after we watch the video and see if y'all change your mind about it.
Man, like I said last podcast, man, I'll let black people stay at home. Let the white people figure it out.
Sure. Yeah, my sentiments exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta let them figure it out. But this is their country. I mean, this is gonna be our first black female president. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? They got that going. They got that going for it. Whatever. But
saying that shit.
But check it out.
Yeah.
But
that bitch ain't
Why is
black.
she black? Why is she black?
That's what I'm saying.
Let him cook. Let Jay cook.
What gave you the impression?
Is y'all trying to persecute me because y'all saying?
No, I really want to know where you got that information from.
Because it's wrong. It's fucking flawed.
Like, where did you first hear it?
I'm saying this is what the headlines is saying. This is how they trying to promote it.
Yeah, for sure.
As she's the first black female president.
But you promoting it too when you say it. You can't say that shit.
Anyway, let me finish what I'm saying.
Hey, yo, cook, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this presidential election, they ain't gonna do shit for us, for real, for black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is, if you like somebody who's gonna be an honest asshole, sure, vote for Trump if that's what you want to do. But I mean, you got the Democrats. They sitting up here lying to you, want to, you know what I'm saying, make it seem like they for us, but they ain't doing nothing for us. They ain't got nothing in store for us. They just got problems on problems that they giving us. So I mean, you know what I'm saying, make your own choice. Listen to who's gonna do what, but don't be stupid.
All right, Brett.
I say whoever is interested, vote against the Democratic Party because they need a wake up call.
Oh shit.
Even if you just abstain and say I'm not gonna vote at all or whatever, that still leaves them in a position where they don't have to be accountable for like doing nothing for the past like 40 years. You know what I mean? So what's the point? You know what I mean? I'm voting for Trump. You know what I mean? I'm voting for Trump because I have an interest in it. I have like financial, interest in it. I have like social interest in it. So that's the reason why I'm voting for him, because I don't like support anything the Democrats got on the, on the table. You know what I mean? I don't support their social agendas. I don't support their financial agendas. I don't support globalism. So why would I vote for somebody that I'm like, completely averse to?
Very interesting. We're probably gonna get into this a little later, but like I said last time, we talked about some politics. I kind of say that low key we probably do need to stick.
And
with
Kamala Harris is 100% Indian for everybody that's calling her.
What you got?
I want to say this, G, because I just seen her birth certificate. Her mom's Indian, but she identified as white. Her dad's black Jamaican.
That's not true. Her dad is from Jamaica. He is a white man.
Yeah. So those pictures hold on, no bullshit. He's right. Those pictures you seeing now, they fucking scrubbed the shit out the internet and put a nigga up there with a fucking fro. Bruh. That's not who her daddy was a couple years ago.
I'm talking about a birth certificate.
No, I don't give. That's not even a real.
You gotta understand the way
because her father, he even said out his own mouth when she ran for senator,
there's no African in my family.
Yeah, he said that he's a white Irish European motherfucker.
Yes.
All of a sudden. You look a nigga up, he's all of a sudden a nigga with a fro. It's like, I'm like, bro, that wasn't. I saw a nigga with some red hair a couple years ago.
That was a driver, you know what I mean?
Like,
that was
it's crazy.
driver.
I swear to God, they scrubbed the shit out the internet, indoctrinated the nigga up there, holding her and all type of dumb nigga shit, and you just can't find the old pictures of her father before. It's wild to me, bro. It sounds like conspiracy shit, but that shit really happened. And just because they going for a political agenda to make you think she's black because she's using what they call
identity politics.
Identity politics. That
exactly. So if you
black.
question her, now you're
racist. Damn if she's black. She ain't doing shit for us. I don't give a damn if she's black.
But that's the point. You feel that way.
Barack,
but there's thousands of black
Barack's
women.
dad is black. Would you say that's his dad?
He was a nigga.
And he ain't did shit for us. So right. What the fuck am I?
I say fuck him all the time. I say Barack can suck a dick. This old gay bitch ass.
You on the internet, King?
Him too.
Oh, goddamn savage.
I'm sorry. I apologize to the. I'm sorry. Fuck that nigga too, man. That nigga's a bitch. Forever 440 bitch ass nigga. 45, 46.
Oh, God damn. We came out here swinging. All right, so. All right, man. I'm afraid. Hold on. Okay, so.
That's a bar, though.
So I agree that the identity politics is a distraction. I do agree that the benign neglect of the Democratic Party in context of supporting the Black Americans is a problem as well. Unfortunately, I think the Republicans are just too fucking crazy to let run office. That's just kind of my position on it. I think if anything, this is my idea, right? I think if anything, Black people, Black Americans, American freemen need to actually get more involved in the politics in order to make things happen in our favor. If you look at the Latino community and look at not popularity, but their population and as lobbyists like that, you see all like Latino names all over the political spectrum, and these people are put in the position of power to make laws, like not laws, but to reject ballots like rejecting Sanctuary City in Chicago, to support referendum. That was actually, I'm sorry, I was about to say something about the executive order that Joe Biden put into place. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just saying, like a lot of pro Latino legislation happens because there's a lot of Latinos in positions of power. I mean, don't mind you, there is Black people in positions of power as well. It's just that, I mean, I don't know what the fuck going on with them. They need to do their job. You feel me? But I feel like if we gonna get a lot of pro-Black legislation, we can't just expect the Democrats to do it. We can't expect the Republicans to do it, or anybody else for that matter. We low key probably have to do it ourselves and vote those people in and protect them ourselves. So.
What about this though?
What you got?
Have you ever considered the fact that when Black people get into positions of power, especially in politics or whatever, the opinion that people have of them, especially Black people, no longer becomes important. Like Hispanic people, they're like their countrymen, the people that they see as being a mirror of themselves. It matters to them whether or not those people respect them or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even over money to some extent, because they figure like, hey, if I got the respect and the love of the people, the money will always be there.
Yeah, because the money, because people are supportive.
Most of them that get to that point, and politics or in any industry, finance, whatever, they look down on the mass Black community, and they figure like, oh, I done made it, so now I don't even have to represent or be a Black person per se. I can just be a person.
Shit, crazy,
and that's nobody else has that opinion. No other foreign or even the domestic, you know what I mean, social group has this opinion.
Okay, that's a good point. So let's go ahead and to this Trump act, see what he's talking about.
Anytime. So let's bring out the former president of the United States, the Republican nominee for president, former President Donald Trump. Mr. President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe Black district attorneys. You've attacked Black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking Black supporters to vote for you, why should Black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question.
Stop. Oh, okay. Give me a sec. Okay. I don't know how that happened, but you're going to just restart the stream. No big deal.
Oh, no.
All right.
And so, in such a horrible manner, first question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for black workers and black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and and I say this, historically black colleges and universities were out of money, they were stone cold broke, and I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very...
Real quick, what do y'all think about the things that Trump said he contributed towards the black community? Because it's kind of an important one, right?
He did.
You did?
Can't deny what he has done.
I mean, because there's been some arguments against some of the things he's claimed, like starting with the employment. They said, the counter argument from the Democratic side is like a lot of what he's done. I mean, the things that Donald Trump is claiming regarding the economy and black jobs, quote unquote, came from things that was already set in motion by Barack Obama. That's what a lot of people kind of saying. But y'all got to comment on that.
I mean, you can say the same thing about everything Joe Biden gets credit for. You would just say, well, he's getting credit for everything Trump put in place.
Yep, that's true. They got stuff put in place that the next president reaps the benefits from. And I mean, shoot.
Okay. All right. Well, see. Regarding, I know Roland Martin had quite a bit to say about the schools and stuff like that, HBCUs. Even though Joe Biden kind of did some stuff as well that Roland Martin ain't really comment on that. But
Joe Biden didn't do shit for HBCUs. He took from them.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah. Okay. Well, I just wanted to know what y'all thought about that.
Rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense.
So real quick, I think this is a little bit of an argument against when Kamala Harris stated that Donald Trump was afraid to show up against her, to face off against her at the debate. Like I don't know why Donald Trump didn't want to show up. Maybe I'll look it up and post a link up and above me when
he had just got shot.
Oh, got a point.
They think that was acting like that didn't happen. He got shot.
You got a fake raise off the end.
Even if it was fake, it appeared to be an assassination.
Okay, so you gotta play. You gotta play the game. I see what you're saying. Okay,
I'm just saying you can't just come out and discount somebody that dude that was shooting at him got face shot. You know what I mean? He got his brains blew out. So I don't know where you just gonna discount any of this. 3 people got shot aside from him.
Yeah, other people. I ain't saying like it's fake. I'm just saying his wound. They said he got hit with glass that cut behind him.
I don't know if it was if it was shrapnel or if it was like some other projectile. They hit him or whatever.
I'm just saying a sniper rifle with a graze your ear.
But just
motherfucker wouldn't look like that
the
today.
attempt. If he didn't get hit by nothing, just the fact that somebody's shooting at you and he's slow. How old is Trump? 74.
I mean, shit. Presidents get shot at all the time. B. Yeah.
All right, man.
It's going to affect you different if your heart is working at 30%.
Hey, man, you still got to get up and go outside the next day, nigga. I got to leave the free world, nigga, because the nigga shot at me today.
So you saying people with PTSD are just straight full of shit then?
I mean, they don't get that till they come home. They still got to get up the next day. After the nigga shot at them all day, I got to go back outside tomorrow and shoot at the nigga tomorrow.
I mean, you talking about the military. Someone with that real serious PTSD
Jay, what
start
you got?
eating folks and killing their comrades or whatever.
Jake, what you got to say?
No, Super not love.
Don't listen to technician, man. He ain't supposed to be here. He invisible. That's a pretty good kind of argument there. I'm not gonna lie to you. Huh?
No, I lost the thought. Now it came back to me. Okay. When it comes to what would be shown on TV to sway the American public, bro, I don't put nothing past nobody, bro. Like, if a life is lost, that's a price that they're willing to pay.
It's all propaganda and collateral damage or whatnot.
And that person that got killed, you know what I'm saying, rest their soul, that's a price they was willing to pay to make this shit real. See, if nobody got killed and it was just Donald Trump getting grazed by a bullet and then them shooting down the gunman, we'll be sitting up here just, oh man, it was fake. No, it wasn't. Oh man, it was fake. No, it wasn't. But then you bring in a life, now it's all real, and motherfuckers just got to get serious about it. I think that shit was staged. Still,
it could be staged, but I think the point, Brad made a good point, because of the fact that you still got to play the game. You still got to play the part anyway, regardless.
Even if it was staged, they don't have no proof of that. Ain't nobody like whistleblowing or nothing like that. So how come the whole other side and everybody that's against him is like, nah, we're not even gonna act like he got shot just because we believe he didn't get shot. You know what I mean? That ain't fair.
I know it's Republicans that's strongly against Trump, and I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying, well, yeah, I do feel like it was staged, but I just don't put nothing past them.
Personally, but you know, like I said, they still should be acting with some sensitivity for the whole circumstance of it. You know,
yeah.
We've seen it happen, so you know.
And it's like, how the fuck y'all got so much, like, we in 2024, y'all got all these cameras. I seen the footage of dude right there. How the hell y'all let him get to where he got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Yeah. His mission been compromised, but he still managed to get the mission complete. Well, not even complete, but he managed to get a shot off.
I mean, they said the whole time they watched him up there. They knew he was up there. They called it out that he was sitting right there. People in the crowd called it out 20 minutes before he shot.
Yeah, they waited like 12 minutes before they responded to it.
Because they had to get that shit off. Come on, man. Get that shit off so we can, yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going now. Y'all can.
And then you said you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late. Just so we understand, I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working, or something was
Mr. President,
wrong.
I would love
I think
if you
it's
can
a
answer
very
the question
nasty
on your rhetoric
question.
and why you
I have
believe that
answered
black
the
voters
question.
should trust you with another
I
4
have
years.
been the best president for the black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
Better than President Johnson, who signed the Voting Rights Act?
And for you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work in such a hostile manner, I think it's a disgrace.
Let me just ask a follow-up, sir, and then we'll move on to other questions here. Some of your own support.
So we skip this question. She wants on that. 1805. 1805.
It is not lost on us how divided we are.
Pause. Can we take a second? I ain't gonna lie, but like, I want to ask you a question. Like, you say that was kind of true. How?
Well, look at it like this. Abraham Lincoln only served, I believe, he didn't serve his full term. I ain't gonna say how many years, 'cause I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't serve his full term. He abolished slavery, and like I said, everybody knows that the abolition of slavery wasn't really about like black people getting freedom or nothing like that. It was about the South having too much sway because they had all this money and everything, and the North was just trucking along, whatever. And they like, hey, this ain't fair. Y'all got like 80 times our wealth. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that whole thing was for. That's why the Civil War happened and everything, out of pretty much jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
So black people didn't really have any real, point of view in that, except for the fact that we was free labor that was making these people all this money. So Abraham Lincoln abolishing slavery and saying, hey, go find a menial job somewhere else and take care of yourself and all of that kind of thing. That was, that's what it was, you know what I mean? People was free, you no longer person's property and all of that. But like I said, it wasn't like, he, came through with the 40 acres and all of that or nothing, you know what I mean? You was pretty much just out there. Donald Trump, like I said, the Democrats made him give back like $500 million that he gave to HBCUs. And like I said, it's always been like, hey, let's undercount any good thing or whatever. Like I say, just because you don't like a person, because you don't like his personality, his attitude, you're going to like spit on the generous and the gracious things that he does for your community. That's ridiculous. That's biting the hand that feeds you.
Okay. That's all I want to know. I was just asking. That's a good point, though. I definitely agree when you said the Civil War wasn't about ending slavery.
No.
A lot of people like to make that point. Yes, it was. No, it was not.
And, you know, they always got like, you know, this whole like, you know, hey, we fought the Civil War for you. No, you didn't. You didn't fight the Civil War
for that shit for yourself, my nigga.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. Is they
you
try
killed
to
your brother because he had more money than you, not because of no black
you want to
lives.
share the wealth, nigga. You want to share? Okay, fuck it. Go war.
Like, you got all these silks and silks and diamonds and rubies or whatever. We sitting up here like, you know, carpet bagging or whatever. That's why that happened.
All right, let's continue on.
Talk about why you're here today. I mean, it is not lost on us how divided we are as a country. And as you were coming today, we really got to see that we are divided along the lines of race, along the lines of gender. And there is this question of, in this moment where we are, why come here? What is your message today?
My message is to stop people from invading our country that are taking, frankly, a lot of problems with it. But one of the big problems, and a lot of the journalists in this room I know and I have great respect for, a lot of the journalists in this room are black. I will tell you that coming from the border are millions and millions of people that happen to be taking black jobs. You had the best.
What exactly is a black job, sir?
A black job is anybody that has a job.
All right. How do we feel about it? How do you feel about his interpretation of what a black job is, y'all?
I mean, I understood what he was saying. They just getting mad, but there are black jobs that certain that jobs black people do. There are like jobs that Mexican people do. There's jobs that Polish people do. I understood what he meant, and he is right. They are taking your jobs, and he's not lying. So, black people need to stop being so fucking stupid sometimes. So, they knew. I knew what he meant though.
I think he just meant like, you know, population-wise, a job.
Because that's what they put in your neighborhoods. They're going to take your jobs.
I mean, it's the National Black Association of Journalists or whatever, you know what I mean? That's like, you know, a whole coalition for black jobs, you know what I mean? You black journalists, if you're going to like put like, you know, black in front of journalists, you know what I mean? You saying that this is, you know, our particular, like, you know, I don't know if it's a brand of journalism or a form of journalism, but it's definitely like, you know, identified journalism. You know what I mean? It ain't like it's just journalism, it's black journalism.
It is black journal. It is black journal. I mean, it's sort of an advocacy endeavor for black people to, you know, collectively move towards, you know, or celebrate each other being journalists and also black. I think
that's a real weak way to like, you know, try to like, you know, catch him up with that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, she like, you know, that's what I'm saying.
What do you mean by black jobs? You at the National Black Journalism Association or whatever, you know what I mean? What are you trying to say? That this isn't like a black association, even though it says black association?
I mean, no, you know, she was speaking to the context.
With a certain kind of job, you know.
She was like, you know, kind of try to keep it to the context of like the question and answer.
I know, but if you're gonna try to like, you know, pragmatize it to the point of where you saying, why are you saying black jobs?
Yeah.
You are at a black association, you know what I mean? That's how people identify.
I don't think it's the okay. I think I see what you. Okay, I better understand what you're saying. Okay,
it's kind of hypocritical, is all I mean. You know for her to call him out for saying black jobs, and you at the Black Journalists Association.
I understand. Yeah,
you're not at the Journalists Association. You at the Black Journalism Association.
Yeah. Like, why was she? Cause I got you. Let's keep going.
That's what it is. Anybody that has a job.
All right,
and
Mr. President.
So real quick, he better explains what he means in this following statement. That definition was kind of fugazi as a motherfucker. Just put it out there, but he's gonna clarify everything right here.
They're taking the employment away from black people. They're coming in, they're invading. It's an invasion of millions of people, probably 15, 16, 17 million people. I have a feeling it's much more than that. And everybody's been seeing what's happened. The first group of people, the black population, is affected most by that. And Kamala is allowing it to happen. She's the border czar. She's the worst border czar in the history of the world. There's never been a border czar like this. She's never even essentially been. She said she was there once, but not the right part of the border. So she was a border czar. She's done a horrible job. These people are coming into our country, and they're taking black jobs and Hispanic jobs. And frankly, they're taking union jobs. Unions are being very badly affected by all of the millions of people that are pouring into our country. And one thing, as we discussed.
So real quick, just for anybody that don't know, he's referring to I don't know exactly what UN hall it was or what job exactly it was, but maybe I'll be able to find it. But like there was a situation where union workers came together to strike, and then here comes some illegal immigrants coming in and take
work,
They were scabs then.
Yeah, that's what they call them. Yeah, they gonna come in and get them to work the job while you protesting and begging for what you want. We about to pay these niggas some pennies on the dollar,
Right.
and they gonna do this motherfucking job.
Yeah, so I think that's something that a lot of leftists are gonna have to engage with because especially in terms of dealing with like the Democratic Party and like a lot of people that was kind of in position of power at that time. That just kind of is what it is.
Many of these people are coming in from mental institutions, from prisons, from jails. They're gang members in other countries. Other countries are setting loose their prisoners. They're opening up their prisons and their mental institutions, and they're taking their bad people, drug dealers, gang members, and they're bringing them into the United States. And by the way, their crime rate is going down, and our crime rate is going to be a disaster.
Mr. President, I want to get into how you address some of the issues.
So real quick, so one thing I will say is I want to clarify some things. I mean, just because Donald Trump is speaking on it now, that does not mean Kamala Harris does not have a plan and some course of action to address the border crisis. You know what I mean, and border control. So just so everybody know, it's not. I mean, there's definitely some things that we've seen from the Democratic Party to support illegal immigrants and stuff like that, and these migrants. But just like I said, just because he's speaking on it does not mean they don't see it as a problem as well. So.
Issues with black communities. And I say that plural because we live in...
I mean, they created the problem.
They created a problem?
Yeah, I mean, Joe Biden said when he was running for president that he was going to open the borders. He's going to let niggas flood in. Kamala agreed. They made the problem. Just people forget that's what they was also saying they were going to do.
You say that for real?
Yeah, yes. Plus I heard she got taken down as the borders are. I heard they was like, nah, you too bad at this. I know you vice president, but you can't do this job.
Because she was fucking up. She ain't got no plan. She's not the problem.
She's not a diplomat, you know what I mean? You have to be diplomatic in order to deal with foreign policy in foreign countries or whatever.
Not that she's not a diplomat. It's because she's a fucking woman and other countries don't respect bitches.
That's true too. But like when Hillary was in office, Hillary did a lot, you know what I mean, as far as like, public relations with other countries.
Because they like to Bill Clinton.
No, because she didn't come over there acting like she ran everything. You got to act like you are a guest, like you a visitor. She don't know how to do that.
So you think that was the difference between what
Kamala and Hillary? Yeah, I think Hillary had enough grace and decorum to say, hey, I'm not going to come over here acting like the policy in America is the policy everywhere in the world and everything. You know what I mean? True. She goes everywhere like she bulldozing, like I'm hey, I got the military backing me up. I can say or do whatever I want to, regardless of what your cultural standards are, and that's not gonna fly.
Like that with Africa, real quick.
Interesting. Okay, I like that. I didn't run into that personally, but if you can shoot me a link or something like that, I'd love to check it out.
But yeah, Joe Biden did say that. If y'all forget, during his presidency with Trump, when he was talking about close borders, he was saying he's going to open the borders. Everybody in America said, yes, people need to all come be Americans. America's this and that.
That's because his whole election was just saying the opposite of what Donald
Trump was saying. And he was
saying
Donald
Trump is saying we're going to close the borders and make sure you got to be a legalized citizen. Hey, we're going to do the exact opposite to that.
And then when it happened, motherfuckers, what the fuck is going on?
And now, did you hear that they about to start letting foreign nationals come here and be police officers in America?
Oh, that's even wild. They just get... You're
not even an American citizen, but you can tell me what the laws are.
Yeah, you don't know the laws.
Enforce them against me.
Can't even speak the language.
That don't make no sense. That's a democratic policy right there.
Gotcha.
That's why I was fucked today, the DNC.
Let's keep going.
Communities of color that are different. We're not all the same. We don't vote the same. We don't think the same.
True.
It's not monolithic. So as you come here today, I want to talk about something that bursts, and this is the weight of the inflation on this country right now. The nonprofit Money Management International recently released data from its mid-year analysis that we have found a 52% rise in people who are seeking counseling for being in credit debt. They're paying for food that is sky high on their credit card.
I got to do something real quick. I just thought about it. It's not showing me live.
Hey, all right, they about to start. They about to let Wesley Snipes be Blade again.
Yeah, I heard.
Okay, here we go.
They need to make dude like his kid or something. That'd be cool.
Who, Marshall Ali?
Yeah.
Yeah, they was talking about that, but then they scrapped that script too, so I don't think it was that good. They said because you only want to see Blade like once in the movie.
Damn, really?
Yeah, it was
Well,
bad.
yeah, I heard he was supposed to be a detective or something. They're trying to make him like Batman or some shit.
Who's Batman? Wait, they gonna make who's detective?
They trying to make Blade more like Batman.
That don't make no sense. He's a damn action hero.
Right, he killing vampires and shit. You know? Yeah, Batman was taking down like criminals, but they wasn't sucking people's blood and shit. He'll probably never come out with that fucking movie.
No, they scrapped it.
That's a question too. How come black fucking cinema has gone to hell in the past 20 years?
Yeah. It did get worse, didn't it? We had bullshit.
I mean, we used to have like at least 5 to 7 good movies come out every year, like fucking like award-winning type of shit. Now it's like fucking Tyler Perry this and fucking like whatever.
Hey man, them girls love them Tyler Perry movies, man.
And they fucking stupider because of that. You know what I mean? They was watching Spike Lee movies. They was bras was smarter, wasn't they?
I don't know, man.
They was looking at John Singleton movies and Spike Lee movies.
I mean, he's
shit.
right though. I'm not gonna lie to
They
you.
was smarter. They was
No,
more
man,
rational.
I don't believe that, man. All right, come on, let's get back to this.
I mean, you have to have brains to know what a Spike. You have to pay attention. To
You
these
did-
things.
okay, well,
gotta
that's
follow the
true about
plot
Spike
and
Lee
shit like
movies.
that.
Spike Lee movies made a woman smarter. What the fuck we talking about? Tyler Perry shit don't make a motherfucker smarter. It just make you think about your trauma and all the abuse you
Exactly.
spent in your life. Shit's stupid.
That shit is like a verse to therapy or something like that.
I mean, okay, what do you say about the black women that don't like Tyler Perry movies? Like, there's a bunch of them.
Those
out
are
there, too.
smart women.
Exactly. They ain't got time for that shit.
All right, let's keep going, man, y'all. Hey, Tyler Perry put their work, man. All right.
I don't
Cards,
think
and now they-
Perry, you know what I mean?
Oh, because you a capitalist. That's why.
I'm just saying, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Being successful.
Capitalize on black trauma.
All right.
Oh boy.
Can't pay that off. The credit counseling nonprofit MMI, as I said, is saying now that they've seen surges that they haven't seen since we were in a pandemic of people in financial trouble. Much of that falls on the shoulders of single moms, single black moms, when you look statistically.
Yeah.
How do you turn it around? What's your plan for the black community when it comes to money?
So, first of all, it's very,
We needed him to say the platinum plan, but he's not going to say the platinum plan.
very hard to hear you.
That though.
Oh, what you say?
I mean, they spit on the platinum plan. Man.
yeah.
They really did. Yeah.
Ice Cube still
was actually solid.
ain't got his hood respect back yet.
Ain't that crazy to you?
But the platinum plan was good.
It was.
It was good.
And it would have made them have to have some accountability. When you don't ask for nothing and you don't get nothing, can you really complain?
I don't think so.
They brought the platinum plan to Biden in his camp. They was like, nah, we not even fielding that. We not even gonna read it. You know what I'm saying?
That definitely blew my man about. That definitely blew my man because I did like
Not to even consider that, and we didn't get reparations. No, everybody got reparations. Japanese got reparations. All of the people that America has ever done wrong got money. We didn't get free education. We didn't get like a tax break. Nothing. And now they like, hey, we ain't gonna talk about this. We're not gonna discuss it. We're not gonna think about it.
All right.
For whatever reason, because of the fact that they have bad equipment, because I guess, this woman was unable to get the right equipment. But it's very hard for me to hear you, but I can hear every other word. It's very difficult, actually. But so I don't know if they can fix it or do something with it, but I'll do the best I can with it. The inflation is absolutely destroying our middle class, our working class, virtually every class. Inflation is a disaster in our country. Inflation is a country buster. It breaks every country. And we had, in my opinion, the worst inflation we've had. They say it's 58 years, but I think it's much more than that. It's been devastating. And if you just take a look at a lot of things they don't include, like interest rates. Interest rates went from 2.4% to 10%, and you can't get the money. People can't buy houses. They no longer have the American dream. Young people, young black people, they don't have the American dream anymore. They can't buy a house. They can't borrow the money because of the cost of the money. They can't buy because of the cost of housing, because of the cost to build it, because of inflation. Inflation is a disaster, and it's destroying our country, and it's destroying the black community probably as much or more.
So what do you do?
Than any.
What's your plan?
You know what we have to do? We have to bring down the cost of energy, and that's going to bring down the cost of inflation.
All right. What do y'all think about that? You said attacking this whole push towards green energy and like addressing the environmental problems of the world.
I mean,
focus more back on the economy.
I mean, that's not true. He just don't like that shit. He think that that's just supposed to be like a money grab for a lot of those corporations that's profiting off of that. But it's just no, that shit's real. Like that, that going green, all that we technically need to help face the planet. To act like there's nothing wrong with the planet, that's the problem. But he just don't believe that. He just think that we're just sending billions of dollars to something and nothing's ain't happening. Now, if it's nothing really happening, like he got the inside where niggas ain't really doing nothing and they just getting paid, so be it. But I don't know. You see what I'm saying? I don't know like the whole going green thing. I don't know what they do with all this money in these states. Like, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. But they do get a large funding, like military funding. So you see what I'm saying? But that's not, he take away that program, they're just going to send that money to another program. It's not that he's going to, it's not going to fix inflation.
I'm sorry, federal funding, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's just going to send that money to another program. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's not gonna fix inflation. By him saying that, it's just a bunch of bullshit. That's all. It's not gonna. It's fixing inflation is way harder than just canceling a program. So
yes, I mean, yeah, you said a lot when you said he's gonna just get that money and put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
What you got, Brad?
Okay, so first you got to look at, are we talking about like, reducing energy consumption? Or are we talking about reducing pollution? Because there's a lot of different like ecological problems that are like destroying the world and everything. But like I said, as far as like reducing pollution, people, like regular, like residential citizens, they can't really do much about that. That's all industrial, you know what I mean? So like I said, to try to do something to like bring down like the level of like pollution, like make the air quality better and all of that stuff, that has to be like, somebody in like a high level of government to like put that agenda out there. So like I say, being that he is a billionaire, I would say he's probably the only politician right now that would actually be able to do that. You know what I mean? Because like everybody else is like beholden to the the corporations or whatnot. They like, oh yeah, we need this this campaign contribution or like whatever you're getting, because they're not trying to make them pay taxes. So like I said, based on that, you know what I mean, when it comes down to like just the general energy conservation and trying to lower your carbon footprint and all of that type of thing, you know what I mean, how come we don't have any programs that give you like real like incentives for like recycling and like getting solar power this and doing these things? They just expecting the people to make all of these drastic changes on their own dime, and they know that it's not like, primarily like a residential issue. It's an industrial issue.
Yeah, it's industrial, yeah. So that's a good point, man.
I'll tell you what the incentive is for not recycling. They fine you.
Where? Where?
Shit. Like other places, like at my job, like if like we have a recycling bin, and if like they throw just anything in there, you know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers get that bill. Like he's supposed to shit.
Also, when they pick up the trash or whatever, if it's like non-recyclables in there, they like, yeah, y'all gonna have to pay fine for this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they did that.
I ain't either.
That shit at my job.
I'm talking about like on a regular, like at your house type of thing. Like I said, they could be like, we'll give you a tax break if you prove that you recycle like several times a month or so.
I mean, I recycle. I do it.
I do too. You know what I mean? Like I said,
it ain't that hard. Like I don't know why people act like it's just that fucking hard.
They just don't want to do it. They feel like, hey, I bought this. I should be able to discard it without even considering what happens to it or where it goes. Shit.
Okay, well, y'all got some good points there. I know, especially within, apparently, there's conversations stating that a lot of the failed, not failed attempts, but a lot of the lack of addressing the pollution problems and things of that nature is like befalling black communities, especially. You know what I'm saying? So that's a conversation I've been hearing, across all these different type of
think
tanks.
Black people live in industrial areas.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
definitely. You live right next to the plant or whatever. You're not gonna be able.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
That's what white people too. They live next to motherfuckers too. They be struggling too.
They sent. Well, yeah, they white people live there too. Yeah, for sure. But yeah,
white people living there like in the rural places where they had a power grid rents and all of that stuff, and they get cancer off of that, and like water problems.
Everybody experienced this shit, man.
Exactly, you know what I mean? It goes all the way around the board. You know?
All right.
It was all started with a bad energy policy by Joe Biden. By the way, just if I might, I was running against a man named Biden. You probably saw that. And he was losing very badly in the polls. And then he had a rather bad debate. I would say it was a bad debate. I would say it was one of the worst debates in history. And his poll numbers crashed. And instead of saying, you know, let's keep going and maybe something happens the other way, they said, oh, we're going to replace him. Let's just replace him. That's like you're in a fight, a prize fighter's in a fight. He's not doing well. You say, let's bring in another fighter. So our whole campaign was steered toward him, and now we have to steer toward him. But ultimately, it's the same because they have bad policy. They have policies of open borders, unbelievable open borders, horrible energy policies. They want to get rid of, as you say, gasoline in cars. They want to get rid of oil. They want to get rid of efficient heating.
Mr. President.
Environmentally, what they're doing is killing our country. They're absolutely destroying our country. But the inflation is the thing that's hurting the black worker, the black population, and every other population within our country. Inflation is the worst it's been, I think, in over 100 years. And they'll fact check it. They'll say it's only 58. Whatever it may be, they don't add all the numbers. They don't add the really bad numbers, and you can check that too. But inflation, Harris, is absolutely destroying this country and the people in our country. Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
President, can I ask you another question
Yes,
that is also impacting black Americans?
And that's very clear now. Good.
I'm sorry?
It's very clear. I hear you.
Okay. So Sonia Massey, someone from Illinois, an unarmed black woman, was shot the other day in her home by a deputy sheriff. The deputy has since been charged with murder. You've said police would get immunity from prosecution if you win. Why should someone like that officer have immunity, in your opinion?
Immunity?
Immunity.
I don't know the exact case, but I saw something, and it didn't look good to me. It didn't look good to me. Are you talking with the water, right?
Yeah, well, police unions are not backing this person either.
Okay.
But again, why would...
They're going to be charging the officer. I guess they're charging the officer.
So why should he receive immunity?
Well, he might not. I mean, it depends. It depends on what happens. I'm talking about people that are much different cases than that. We need people to protect ourselves. And by the way, in Chicago, as an example, a few weeks ago, July 4th weekend, they had 117 shootings and 17 deaths. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. We need to have our police officers have the respect and dignity back. In this particular case, I saw something that didn't look good to me. I didn't like it.
Real quick, police immunity, and is there a link between police immunity and them having their dignity and respect back?
No, just give them. I mean, it gives them that. Well, he's saying he's hiding the word behind dignity and respect. Cops need to not be afraid to do their job anymore. So you have cops now afraid to do their jobs. Okay. Because of what may happen and how somebody may perceive something. So they just sitting there like, fuck it. I ain't gonna do shit. Now who's to laugh at it now? Like I done seen cops, like it was a whole bank robbery going on. The cops sat there and watched that shit. And they sat there. They let the dude rob the whole fucking bank.
Isn't that amazing?
Because they're not going to do their job. They're doing this to show people, since you're going to say this, that about us, and y'all always cry that y'all need us, and we gonna show you. And we just going to let it happen. And let y'all live in the wildest world and see how y'all feel about it. And black people have to suffer the most because we have the wildest crime areas. So they just sitting there. They're going to let you cry out and not going to help you no more.
I think he just like putting out a talking point that he knows is going to keep the far right on his side, even though he's saying all this, good stuff is, and encouraging things about black people. He's trying to play both sides of the
fence. Yeah, true. Yeah.
That's politics.
Nothing would happen anyway. Ain't nowhere in the world he's going to be able to keep somebody from being able to be charged if they murder somebody.
Oh, he can. He can. If they take the Supreme Court and they can write all these laws they try to do.
I doubt that would pass. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't think he can put in an executive order to say police don't have to be accountable for crimes. You know what I mean?
He can't do something like that. It would be something different. But
I know they would have to word it differently. But like I said,
he can do it.
I doubt he would even go to the fence for like the police like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
He wouldn't go to bat for the police.
No, I said I don't think he would.
I think he has to. That's the right freaking.
No, you can say things and you don't have to follow through. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right.
He's not promising immunity. He's saying it's something he wants
said
to
it
do.
should be. You know what I mean? Like, you know, these words don't.
He's
like,
not
say
selling
that
as
we
a
gonna
campaign
like, push for that.
All right.
Like Joe Biden said, I will get that student loan debt. I promise it. So that he has to really do that. You see what I'm saying? Trump is just saying, this is what I want to do.
That 20,000 never came through, did it?
He's not. No, some people got it. Some people got it. Yeah, some people got it.
I mean, there's still some like technicalities with it too, though. Like I did think one of the.
I thought they dropped it entirely.
No, not at all.
I applied. I know I did.
You had to pay off your loan for so many. You had to be paying on your loan for so many years to qualify for certain things. If you never paid on your loan,
that's already in play though. That ain't nothing new. You know.
I mean,
if you pay your loans off. If you pay your loan for 10 years, then they automatically forgive like pretty much the rest of it.
I ain't know that.
Always been All you gotta do is pay it for 10 years steady, and like you know, especially if you got like a public sector job or something like that, you only got to pay it for 5 years if you got a public sector job.
Oh, okay. I thought so that must have been what I heard regarding like federal positions. Like they get I guess it's easier for the federal position to get things taken care of.
It's anybody, you know.
Anybody, as long as you pay. But you got 10 years if it's not a federal job, but like 5 years.
It don't have to be federal. Just
not a federal job, but like public.
You could be like a garbage man. You could work for the city in any capacity. You know what I mean? As long as you're doing public sector work, you know.
Okay.
If you a lawyer and you work in like a low income community, all of that applies.
Okay, so it's easier. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, for sure. Okay. All right. Good answer, though, for real.
I didn't like it at all.
So, can you get a little more specific back to the immunity question? Who would make those
Well, right now, for the most part, people are protected by their unions, by their police unions, or by their police departments. But I'm saying if I felt, or if a group of people would feel that somebody was being unfairly prosecuted because the person did a good job maybe with crime, or made a mistake, an innocent mistake. There's a big difference between being a bad person and making an innocent mistake. But if somebody made an innocent mistake, I would want to help that person.
What would those...
And that's kind of scary because a lot of these, I'm pretty sure every police officer is going to make that claim of, it was an honest mistake if it was a very egregious, situation.
I mean, we got body cams, so they don't get to say that.
Right, that's why you got investigation.
You investigate it. And then you declare if he deserves what you know what I'm saying. He doesn't. So
okay.
Exceptions be? What would determine
you go after somebody and it's a very close call and it's very dangerous, and they have the policeman's life and woman is a very difficult thing because sometimes you have less than a second to make a life and death decision, and sometimes very bad decisions are made. They're not made from an evil standpoint, but they're made from the standpoint of they made a mistake.
So I want to follow up really quickly. I find it interesting because you do talk about reining in prosecutors, especially when it comes to prosecutors that are prosecuting you. Why doesn't that skepticism apply to law enforcement?
Well, I've been prosecuted because I'm a political opponent of two people that have weaponized our justice system. I've been prosecuted. I just won the big case in Florida. Everyone said that was the biggest case. That was the most difficult case. And I just won it. Now, Biden has a similar case, except much worse. I was protected under the Presidential Records Act. Biden wasn't, because he wasn't president at the time. And he had 50 years worth of documents. And they ruled that he was incompetent, and therefore he shouldn't stand trial. And I said, isn't that something? He's incompetent and he can't stand trial, and yet he can be president. Isn't that nice?
Mr. President,
but they released him on the basis that he was incompetent. They said he had no memory, and he was a nice old guy, but he had no memory, and therefore we're not going to prosecute him. I won the case, and it got very little publicity. I didn't notice ABC doing any publicity on it, George.
We cover you extensively, sir. I'd love to move over on to different topics.
I didn't notice you do any publicity on it at all. I won the case, the biggest case. This is an attack on a political opponent. I have another one where I have a hostile judge.
We have you for a limited time, sir. I'd love to move on to different topics.
No, excuse you. You're the one that held me up at 35 minutes, just so you understand.
If we can move on now to the state of the race, sir, I want to get back to the campaign. Senator J.D. Vance is your running mate. He's had a lot of controversy lately, and I want to read you a few things that he has said in the past. He said the Democrats running the country are a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices they've made, and so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. He's not talking here about how great it is to be a parent. He's attacking what he says are the choices people are making to not have children. Did you know that he had these views about people who do not have children before you picked him to be your running mate, and do you agree with him?
No, I know this. He is very family-oriented, and he thinks family is a great thing. That doesn't mean he thinks that if you don't have a family, it's not. I know people with families. I know people with great families. I know people with very troubled families. And I also know people with no families. They didn't meet the right person. Things happen. You go through life, you don't meet the right person.
But he's not just talking about families here. He also says that people that don't have children should get less votes than those that do.
I'm just speaking for myself.
Is that your campaign
I think
position?
I'm speaking for him, too. He strongly believes in family. But I know people with great families. I know people with not great families that don't have a family. And the people without the family are far better. They're superior in many cases, okay? He's not saying they're not. What he's saying is that he thinks the family experience is a very important thing. It's a very good thing. But that doesn't mean that if you grow up and you grow older and you don't meet somebody that would be wonderful to meet and would have been good, that that's a bad thing. He's not saying that. My interpretation, you'll have to ask him, actually, but my interpretation is he's strongly family-oriented, but that doesn't mean if you don't have a family, there's something wrong with it.
Just one last.
So the question was, like, J.D. Vance held his position that families should earn more, should have more votes or more voting power than single families, and how do y'all feel about that answer?
I don't like J.D. Vance at all.
The answer, Brad.
I'm saying, if you look at him, you can see he's a weak person that really shouldn't be trying to, like, get to this level of, like, political, like, superiority. He's not right for it.
I got you.
I mean, I don't know much about him, but the answer that Trump gave, I mean, he gave the best possible answer, like he said, from my perception, what I believe he was trying to say. He's not, like he said, I'm not really speaking for him because I don't know what the fuck he really meant.
That was, like I said, another just a shot, you know what I mean? How you gonna ask him about, like, what
another
he said?
nigga meant? Yeah, you ask him, don't ask me, but they trying to make him look
Is something
bad.
like that admissible in court? What do you think that he meant by that? Oh, yeah, we gonna like totally, like, so, anyway, just
I definitely think he could have just said, well, maybe we can work that one out. I don't believe that he could have just said, I don't agree with that position, and maybe we can work it out with him.
It's a stupid question.
while not completely throwing him away out of his political party.
They're asking him these questions like any of these things are possible. You know what I mean? You're not gonna lose your voting power because of your, like, marital status. That'll never happen. So why is it even a question? Why not stick to stuff that actually matters and that, like, will be affected?
Okay, man.
Point, and then we'll move on. Just one of the bedrock principles of American life is one person, one vote. Senator J.D. Vance has suggested that someone who has children should have more votes than a person who does not have children. I just want to be clear here. Is that the position of your campaign?
Well, no, but it's not something I have ever heard before. I can tell you this. Right now you have illegal aliens coming into our country, many from prisons and many from mental institutions, and they want to give them votes. I don't think they should have votes. They came into our country illegally, and they're taking the vote away from all of the people in this room that have been here a long time, that have worked hard, that in many cases, and you'll see this happening, if I'm not elected, you're going to see it happening. If I am, you're not going to have any problem. But you're going to see it happening. A long time, you're going to see the people in this room and people outside of this room are going to be losing their jobs to people that have come into this country illegally.
Mr. President, can we stay with just kind of the state of the race right now? Because I felt like that vice president question, candidate question was right in there with that. Yeah. So let's talk about J.D. Vance for a little bit. He's had some stumbles out of the gate. I don't know if you're hearing what we hear as reporters, but it's been a tough couple of weeks for him. Why did you choose J.D. Vance? Why did you choose him? And I'm having a hard time hearing too. I know everybody out there can, but it's hard.
I'll tell you why. I chose him because he's a very strong believer in work and the working man and woman, and especially the working man and woman who have been treated very unfairly, because you have many of them in this room. But you have many of those people, they were treated very unfairly. They worked very hard and they were treated unfairly. He wrote the book that became a bestseller. The movie became a smash hit. He's a very smart guy without the benefit of having a family that has contacts, like a father that was well connected. He got into Yale Law School. He graduated in 2 years from Ohio State, summa cum laude. I mean, you take a look at, his career has been an amazing career. He started off at a level with a difficult family situation, very difficult, with the mother and the father and everything else. He ends up going to Yale Law School and was one of the top students, became the head of the law journal. I mean, it's an amazing thing. He's a 4-year, he was in the military with great distinction for 4 years, got out, went into business, became successful in business, very successful in business, actually, did public offerings and other things. And I have to believe in that. I mean, he's somebody that was born in a rough situation. Most of the people know that situation because it was very well documented in his book. And I have a lot of respect for somebody that can get into Yale and become one of the best students in Yale, that meets a young woman at Yale who was also outstanding, and they get married, they have a beautiful family. But he had he's made himself an amazing life. He then goes to Ohio, lives in Ohio, and he had my endorsement. That helped. But he wins the Senate. He becomes a United States Senator. So he's a United States Senator. And so, Harris, like I respect you for your success, I respect people for their success.
All right. So, and that's his spin on JD, or that's the reason why he got JD Vance as his running mate there. Any last comments about like this whole thing as a whole? Have you changed your position about voting for Don or Kamala Harris after listening to this this conversation?
No, man. I told you. We need to stay at home.
Stay at home.
Let the white people figure it out.
Are you still voting for Trump, Brad?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Jay?
Nope, I'm not voting for neither one.
Staying home, too? Okay. And like I said...
Well, don't even stay at home. Go do your local elections. Just leave that shit blank. Do your locals.
Yeah.
Oh, well, participate in your local elections and then leave the election, the presidential election alone. Okay.
Leave that shit alone.
Okay.
That's pretty cunning.
Yeah, I'm not telling you to just not vote for do your locals, man. That matters, but let the white people figure that other shit out, man.
Yeah. So I'm definitely with down ballot voting, especially do your local thing. I do like the idea of Republicans not winning and not having any type of political power. That's my opinion. Though I think again, if I can't necessarily. I mean, albeit I do understand what y'all saying regarding.
When Trump was in office, what really was?
I do understand what y'all saying regarding, holding Democrats accountable. You know what I'm saying? That needs to happen. But like, if we really want things to happen, we're gonna have to do it as every other group does. We gotta do it as the Jewish people did, and like do things like AIPAC. We gotta have people in position of power, just like the Latinos. Asians got a lot of political power right now. We just got to go out there and get it done ourselves as well. What you saying, Brad?
What was really like so bad in the country when Trump was in office? What was so much worse than any other president?
I mean, I'm not really worried about Trump. Well, go ahead.
Well, from 2016 to 2020, what was so bad? I mean, I ain't gonna hold you, cause life. I mean, day to day, got the same problems. No matter who's in office, for real. I mean, shit, the same issues we got now, same issues we had when Trump was in office. Same issues we had when Trump was in office. Same issues, when Barack was in office. Goes back.
I tell you,
inflation been going up. What's up?
I mean, we didn't have the migrant problem, so.
It was a little bit, they was just trickling in.
It was like, it got
a flood of money.
By like 2018, the illegals that was coming, at least from from South American countries, went to 1%. I don't know if y'all remember that. At one point for like about, I think it was about 8 months, it was 1%, immigration in general, let alone illegals. And like I said, it was probably because the country was in bad shape at that time, and they was like, what's the point? Because they was like cutting all the programs, all the funding or whatever. But like I said, that shows that, this is just like, a place people come to, to benefit, to exploit.
Yeah.
And if you are a citizen here and you accountable for this, you got to pay taxes, property taxes, taxes on like your income, everything. You the one that's getting like, getting the short end of the stick because they don't give you nothing.
Ooh,
I agree.
And people are learning that today, so I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Trump in office, I hate to say it, it's not gonna probably be that bad. It's really probably gonna be a little bad if technically the Democrats win again.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, just look at it, bro. He's not lying about what he's saying about how they running this bitch. We see how they running this bitch. Everybody's upset. People want to be upset because the way Trump was acting. He really wasn't fucking with your life. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is fucking with your life.
Really?
They really fucking with your life. We just didn't like how he talked and how he gave white people courage to be racist again. That's what we were mad about. But that wasn't fucking with our life. We've been dealing with racist white people since we ever been in this motherfucker. That's normal shit. That's normal shit. We always been dealing with that. Okay. So that should make us this fucking, it shouldn't be this fucking outrage.
So, I mean, I get it.
Right, when did black people become so sensitive? Why do we need everybody to like us or to
fuck them. We don't like.
We never needed that before.
Well, I'm never going to care about hold on. Well, not going to lie, we do need a proper representation and, on screen and all that stuff. Like that we do have to be conscious about our how we're presented, on the internet and stuff like that. Oh because
I'm just saying we got Kamala Harris bringing out fucking Meg Thee Stallion.
I know it's a problem on both sides. Okay, all right. So now I'm not defending the Democrats in sense. I'm just saying it from when black he posed a question of why black people are so sensitive and stuff like that. Well, like I said, we do have to be. I mean, you look at it. Look what the Jewish people are doing. You say anything about anything they got going on.
Money.
They not being sensitive though.
But no,
wait a minute, hold on.
Okay, so they're not being sensitive.
They're not being sensitive. They are being defensive. Defensive and sensitive is two different things.
Okay.
Defensive means I will beat your ass. I will murder you.
They not finna murder. They gonna sue your ass. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Are you serious?
I understand what you're saying.
Do you know who Golda Meir is?
No, he don't.
Golda Meir was the prime minister of Israel during like the 70s all the way up to the 90s, something like that. When they sent a squad of people out to like kidnap and try to murder like a bunch of like Olympic athletes or whatever.
Bro, all you gotta do is just talk about Israel right now. That's all you gotta say. They bombing the shit out of Palestine right now.
They don't play them kind of games. Like I said, you can talk all that shit. They're not gonna go back and forth and cry at you. Oh, why you talking to me like this? Why you being anti-Semitic? They gonna send a hit squad after your ass. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Black people never got that. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, we don't get that, but you're kind of conflating like arguments right now.
No,
right?
Wait a minute. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Okay, like ever since the civil rights movement and they came out with this nonviolent strategy or whatever, all of that was bullshit except for to black people. Martin Luther King said he got the whole concept of nonviolent resistance from when you say, hey, nonviolence in public, you're gonna get more people who are nonviolent to agree with you. But at the same time, you don't let nobody make a whooping boy out of you and just I'm gonna turn the other cheek and all this type of thing.
Yeah.
We're not talking about religion. We're talking about society. And in society, you can't let yourself be weak. You can't let yourself allow yourself to appear to be weak. And as a social construct and as a group of people, black people have completely dropped the ball.
Well, I can say we can definitely do a lot better. I just want to say that I definitely don't agree that we're like what black people are doing is quote unquote being sensitive, but other groups are being like defensive. I think that's kind of egregious.
When they offend, when like say somebody.
I mean, my thing is that because the difference. I think one of the primary differences is we just don't have the funds to back up our to watch to make sure things are going.
Perfect point. Remember, like I forget if it was Asians or like if it was a particular Asian group. Like a few years ago, they had started that whole thing about how they were getting persecuted in the streets and all of this stuff. What happened?
24 hours executive order.
$50 million.
Oh yeah, Asian hate crime bill because they got bread. Yeah, Asian got bread.
we've had like I forget what it's called. They amended this thing with the hate crime. Right, you talking about?
You been talking about the George Floyd thing?
Nah.
Okay.
I'm talking about way before that. I'm talking about like the 90s. They brought up something that said that if you get arrested for a crime, a violent crime, and there is racism associated with it, if it's a hate crime, you're supposed to do federal time and get extra penalties and.
Oh really?
Yes.
Okay.
But that never happened.
Oh, it never happened.
No, they passed it, but nobody ever got that charge. Nobody ever got those what do they call them? What do they call them? It's a bonus. What is it? When
a strike on you. It's like
you get charges, and then they add stuff to it to make it worse. You know what I mean? Like you might have killed somebody, but you killed them in front of their kids, so that's an additional penalty or
because you fucked up the child's mind,
right? They put an extra weight on it.
Okay, but it's not a charge. It's not called a charge or anything like that. It's not.
No, it's like it's an additional.
Not a sentence, but
well, we get the point you're making. Just go. You just don't forget your. Go back to what you was finna say. We get what you're saying though.
I'm saying like if it's a gang member or something, and you are known to be a gang member, and you commit a crime, they add to it because you are a part of like a criminal organization or something.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's supposed to be like that for hate crimes and racism, and this is a federal law. But like, if you look it up, I think only 2 people have been actually given these increased sentences or increased charges, and neither one of them were about black people. I think
and it was signed in the 90s, huh?
Yeah,
I'm gonna take a look at that. I'm
right, 98. And I never agree with it because I'm like, that's just gonna make black people look like a special needs group. But like I say,
everybody else got that special needs treatment, so I don't see why we don't get it.
I'm just saying, a crime is a crime. You know what I mean? If you murder somebody, you know what I mean.
Well, if everybody else get this special shit, and then we been in here fighting this blood, sweat, and tears, and then we receive the worst end of racism. Yeah, we might give us our shit, bro. Fuck
but
that.
They didn't do it.
I know it because
it was just for show.
Absolutely.
It was a talking point.
Absolutely, and we fell for it. And whoever put that, we voted for whoever the motherfuckers that put that in that place. We never held them accountable. We never held the system accountable, even though we can't really. Good luck with that. But
I mean, if we can cancel all of these people and all of this kind of stuff, how come you can't cancel the people that aren't accountable and don't own up to their end of the bargain? You know what I mean? How come everybody that's affected by this isn't constantly destroying this person's reputation and putting them down in every other breath or whatever?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Repeat the question.
No, I'm saying how come people don't actually keep up with that vitriol? You played me, you did me wrong. How come it's after a while it just dies down and people forget about it?
We definitely get distracted. Black people definitely get fucking distracted, and that's why that's why I'm putting the games. You ask me why that's
I mean, that's a perfect answer.
We gotta as a collective
distraction.
We definitely as a collective need to be more politically aware. You know what I mean? That's the purpose of this here show. You know what I'm saying? To get black people inspired again. You feel me? So like I said, I mean, I appreciate everybody's opinions on this matter. Don, he talked a good game this time. He definitely said some things that I definitely did like. He knows who he's talking to, right? He knows that he has to say black people especially. He also said that black people especially are receiving the worst end of this immigration policies and immigration and stuff like that. And he's absolutely right. Look at Chicago. We've been covering this stuff with Brandon Johnson for a while. You know what I'm saying? King Savage had the most to say about Brandon Johnson.
Welcome.
Welcome. And that just goes to show how disgruntled and angry black people have been regarding the Democratic Party. It's just that my thing is there's just some things that Donald Trump is gonna have to answer for, especially in terms of this. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not the type of Democrat that is gonna attach the Project 2025 on Donald Trump. I understand Project 2025 is just its own separate ideas and stuff like that. That a lot of conservatives will like to impose on America, but there's some things in there that's directly gonna affect Black Americans that I would not like to see pass. You feel me? So, but I mean, there's some things in there that not just I would agree with, but also the Democratic Party as a whole would agree with. So, So there's just it's much more. This Project 2025 thing is a much deeper conversation that people are just letting on to say, "Oh, this is Donald Trump's book." No, it's not Donald Trump's book. It's something that we as Americans need to be made privy of and vote against when some of these bad ideas start to go in motion. Any last thoughts?
No, we good, man.
Okay. It's been Shout Black Delegation Podcast. Peace out. Okay, so let's read some of these comments, and then we can go to like the really quick videos. There's been a lot of comments, hasn't it? So G says, "Hey y'all, what's happening, G?" Okay, well, Mr. Norwood says, "Sup." Susie Fairfield says, "Hey now, everybody's just greatness and all that stuff." Yo, 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 what up, cuz? And then Mr. Winter says, "Good show. We appreciate y'all." So let's get to these next couple videos and be real quick. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chicago Black Delegation Podcast. I'm your host, AC, aka High Thinking, and we have a pretty viral video that's kind of been going around. This young lady kind of going through it with baby daddy and stuff like that. And so let's take it around the clock here. What do y'all think about like this dilemma of the baby mama and baby daddy drama that befalls the black community? Just like some quick thoughts.
Bitches need to start making so many mistakes.
The bitches, man.
Sorry. I mean, I give you so many, bro. I give you 2, but 5. It's terrible. It's
Brad.
terrible.
I mean, what's to say? You know what I mean? If you don't value like a family unit, then you don't really care about society. You know what I mean? You're looking at, a child as something that's like yours, but a child is a person that's gonna be like, the whole world, or like, at least they communities. So if they don't have a proper upbringing or whatever, you know what I mean? You can't really ask much of that, It's limited.
Okay, Jay.
What was the question? You said the issue between baby daddies and baby mamas?
In the black community, what's just some quick thoughts about it?
In the black community.
With multiple baby daddies, she got 5.
I feel like people.
Spoiler alert, man.
I feel like people.
It's in the title, boy.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people these days, like, they. And this goes beyond just baby mamas, but especially baby mamas, because like they don't want to feel like they're getting played. It's a lot of pride that goes into it, and they don't know how to humble themselves to make the family unit work. But they like to fantasize. People like to fantasize about having a family.
Yes, sir.
But as soon as shit hits the fan, they no, you ain't finna do that. No, I'm not finna be that goofy motherfucker. So then they finna be the ones that walk out and do whatever they gonna do. You know what I'm saying? It's a pride thing, and people need to stop being so prideful. She probably was very prideful in all her relationships. That's how she lost all 5 of her baby daddies. That's crazy as hell. It even got to that point, for real, for real.
It did. It is pretty insane. It is pretty insane. It's like as far as a general thing. I mean, definitely black women have been. And obviously, it's a thing. It's a worldwide phenomenon, obviously. But we talking about black people here. It's
the video. Is she talking about like she lost them individually?
We'll talk about the video when we watch it.
Okay.
But yeah, like it is a situation where black women have been choosing wrong, but then there's also black men that don't know how to that don't have the.
I'm saying if they baby daddy, she didn't have them in the first place. So
we'll get there, Brad. Let me just get my thoughts out, bro.
Okay, I'm interested because
it's a good video for sure. But yeah, like I said, like
did she kill him? Did she kill him all?
Would you chill, my nigga? So again, man, like black men need to step up as well. Quit playing around. Raise these boys to be upstanding citizens so they can take care of their kids. Whatever. God damn, Brad. Shit. I don't understand. I gotta refresh it.
Keep asking me about where's my 6 kids' daddy at. Let me let y'all know. So my first baby daddy, which was my first love, and he's the father of my oldest, he has transitioned from Tony to Tracy. And he is now living in Atlanta, Georgia dressed fully as a female. And he does not want to have anything to do with his child. My second baby daddy was kicked in the chest by a horse. It gave him an instant heart attack and he died. My third baby daddy, just a deadbeat. I didn't know that he was married, and when I told him I was pregnant, he confessed to her what the situation was and all that. She went with it, and now we're just waiting on the DNA test to come back so that they can pay child support. Well, she's going to pay child support because, as I stated, he a deadbeat, he ain't got no job, and by them being legally married, she works to bring in the income. She will be the one that be paying me child support. My fourth baby daddy decided he wanted to fucking be a pirate and go rob the boat freights and shit like that. So he is now serving 20 years. When he gets out, my child will be 25. And my last two kids have the same father, and he is 72 years old, living in a nursing home with dementia.
Lord Jesus. Now that coochie clearly cursed.
Hold on, Pop. You saying that coochie what?
It's cursed.
How the hell is you gonna say somebody coochie cursed,
Did
Pop?
you listen
That's
to the
crazy.
video?
Is the coochie curse, y'all?
Oh, my mama. Turned one nigga gay. Well, turned him into a woman. One nigga got kicked in the heart and died. It's just crazy. Nobody want to be associated with that punani.
Is it just me or did she look just like Steel from Jukes?
Ah.
Come on, cut it out.
She did. She looked just like Steel, you know?
Oh, man. Yeah, man. It's So yeah, how do you feel about this situation now, Brad? Since she got, I mean, cause like, you know, she ain't got no kids. Like, you know,
She say dude got kicked in the chest. She might have killed him, you know?
Bruh. Okay, now she like, come on, we got
to. That's some crazy shit. I ain't never heard nobody get kicked in the chest.
Me
by a
neither.
horse,
Me
like,
neither.
you know?
Me neither.
Usually you get kicked in the head or something, and that's like, you know.
No, it technically hit you in the chest because the way
I know
they
it
hit
could
that-
happen, but I'm like, you know, when have you heard somebody say that? Like, oh, you got kicked in the chest by this horse.
Died.
Right, you know,
Especially a
like
black dude. We don't be around horses like that now.
I mean, I think
Well,
that
back
her
with
accent,
Cowboys.
she sounds like she's from the South, so they probably are, you know, he probably was a farm nigga.
All right.
He's working, horse kicked the dog shit out of him. Just went to the chesty.
Damn. But yeah, I mean, like I said, the first two was just really, really unfortunate situations. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, what about the last one?
I mean, then the third one. I mean, you know, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like a lot of dudes don't really seem to have like they don't really take a liking to like women with like multiple kids, like 2 kids. So you can't. It's kind of slim pickings after that point. So she ended up getting with some. What was the third baby daddy?
Third
the one
was
with
married. Third was married.
Oh yeah, so he's just a dusty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The fourth one became a
Fourth,
pirate.
Yeah, fourth one was a pirate. Yeah. And then the fifth one was, but you gotta understand, she did 2 with an old nigga because he got a pension and he got dementia.
That's what it was.
He ain't got dementia.
Yeah,
He's faking that. So
now
he
he probably do. I mean, that's like the number one things to like death for old people now is dementia and cancer. So he most likely got for fucking dementia. So she just probably gonna rob his pension and take care of him till he died, and that's how she gonna live off his money. So that's why she gave it. He's 72. She gave him 2 kids. He the only person to get it multiple times where he skeeted in it that long. The longest relationship she had was with the old fucking man. The dude that's old and fucking crazy.
Oh boy.
She ain't got no standards, obviously.
Yeah, she does.
The standards are gone after 5 kids, apparently. I don't know what else to say.
Anybody that's out there that want this can have it, like, you know.
Man, even a 70-year-old man with dementia at this point.
I mean, bitches do that. They look for them old niggas with that money so they can sit on the motherfucking couch and I'm gonna take care of you till you die. I need you to sign these papers and get that money.
Yeah, that's
a real hustle.
That's a real hustle in it, real. That's like a career path, you know.
For bitches, yeah. I hate to say it. It is.
Yeah, you get your, what is that? That practical nursing degree or something like that.
The little home care shit.
Right,
they get that and they say, I took care of them.
Find the most well-to-do old dudes you can, and like next thing you know, hey, you fell in love with that, you know.
Hell no. All right, shit. All right, well,
I think that's what happened to Venus Williams and them daddy, didn't it?
Did it? I don't know.
I
I never paid attention to him. I know he died, but I never paid attention to his life.
His home health care worker, like, you know,
she probably did. You know, she
got
rubbed his old balls.
Shit. Right, but he did and shit. So
hell no.
Get that money about you, boy.
Right, like that shit going on all the time.
Them old niggas be knowing they don't give a fuck. I'm about to die anyway. You know what I'm saying?
You can have whatever cash I got.
Just make me happy till I go.
All the time.
You ain't got to worry about 10 years from now. You ain't worry about 5 years from now.
If you get the bitch pregnant, I ain't going to be here too much longer. I ain't going to know you, little nigga.
They ain't gonna remember his name.
He ain't. You like, shit, you mine? Yeah, I guess so.
Hell no. I would say any final thoughts, Jay, about the unfortunate situation with this young lady.
This is way too unfortunate, bro. Like, shit, she just
I ain't got no feelings. 'Cause that shit is just funny to me. I don't see it as being unfortunate.
Like you said,
I don't blame her. I don't blame her.
That's crazy, man. Like what the first dude?
She wasn't with
He
none of
went
these
to her. He
dudes
became
at
a woman.
all.
The first baby daddy loving her life, like she said. He fully transitioned to a broad. Don't got no. I don't want nothing to do with y'all. Second nigga got kicked in the chest. He got up out of here early on her. I ain't got time for that shit either. I choose death. So I'm just saying.
Third one, she was definitely desperate.
Yeah, because he was married, talking about she didn't know she fucking knew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I be hating
that
that
do be
shit.
happening.
Both sides.
Yeah.
Bitches be knowing, look, bro, he can't be two places all the way at the once, for he give you the dumbest excuses why he can't see you for a couple days because he with his wife, bitch.
Like, when are your spiders is gonna kick in? Like, for real.
She knew she just wanted some dick and she was happy, and then she's like, damn, I thought you had some money, but he was tricking off with his wife's money. This nigga's broke.
Oh, yeah. Oh, damn.
That's what it was. He thought he had some money. He was using his wife's money. And he had to go beg her, like, okay, bitch, I fucked up. But you know, you working too much. You not around. Bitch, I got to take care of your grown ass. So, you know, he read that game on her, and that's why she took him back. Because she's like, you right, I do work a lot. But it don't make no sense for you to go out and fuck that fat bitch.
Hell no.
You right.
All right, guys. It's been real bad. Chicago Black Delegation out, man.
You right.
Okay, this one 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Was
I don't know. I ain't watched this whole thing, though. I don't know if you show the whole thing. I don't know if they show.
Well, I just YOLO, I guess.
What's this? She shaking cheeks?
No. Go ahead. You know, tell the video. You tell
Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chicago Black Delegation Podcast. I'm your host, AC, aka High Thinking. And today we are going to be talking about a very unfortunate situation that's occurred. And it kind of opens the door for a bigger conversation, especially which really is reflective of like the American culture, because you see a lot of Americans doing this type of thing. But, you know, we Chicago Black Delegation Podcast, we're talking about everything in relation from the black perspective. So, unfortunately, this couple here is black, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's a situation where a OnlyFans model was unalived by her boyfriend because she was unwilling to share her winnings of her OnlyFans account. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna ask a question to my panel here. What do y'all kind of think about this situation of OnlyFans, the female, you know, the account holder, right, not breaking bread with the boyfriend, you know what I'm saying, and as far as OnlyFans?
Man, I mean, it depends. Like, if she getting money with him in the videos, she's technically supposed to break bread. Now, if she's like a solo content creator, you know what I'm saying, that's just all her doing what she doing. I mean, she technically know how to get that man no money, but if that's your man and he giving you money, he taking care of you, you know, one hand wash the other, but I guess he wasn't feeling that bullshit. So, you saw where he took it.
What, he killed her?
He killed her.
That's just a psycho, right?
Yeah. So what do you think, Bradley? What do you think about OnlyFans models breaking bread with their boyfriends?
I think that if your chick does OnlyFans, if you're not like, you know, a part of that and y'all ain't doing it together, you a sucker.
Ooh.
And then if you expect her to give you money because she doing it and you ain't got nothing to do with it, you a lame.
He thought he was pimping, but he wasn't pimping.
Nah, that's supposed to be set up beforehand, you know what I mean?
It is supposed to be set up.
To come in and say, hey, you do OnlyFans, and like, you know, I'm setting it all up. But like I said, you're gonna come in after the fact and like, yeah, you got this money, let me get some. You a mooch, you a parasite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ooh, interesting. Like, I definitely agree with doing conducting business beforehand. So like maybe even signing contracts, you know what I'm saying? So everything is like, very well understood. Jay?
The way people move nowadays, they're not going to sign no contract prior. You mind if I roll up?
I don't know. We maybe you need to be checking these YouTube guidelines.
Oh, no, he's cool. No, he's cool.
All right, yeah, so you check.
Gilly do it all the time.
He said they do it all the time.
Gilly do it all the time.
What was you saying, though?
But I was going to say, I mean, as far as like if you're going to come into the relationship and you know she does OnlyFans, and you're gonna try to get some money up out of her for that, like that's crazy. That's lame as hell, for real, for real. But if she starts it up while y'all together, no, you're gonna break me off something instantly. I don't give a damn. You gonna start this while we together? No, that's
it's crazy work, man.
I ain't gonna hold you. It's crazy work for me to
But you
even
gonna
stay.
come at her
It's
beforehand, right?
It's against my beforehand. What you talking about? Like before
Like
we get
set
together?
the rules. Set the rules. Like
you know,
what
if
before
you
we-
want me to be okay with you doing this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we absolutely got to get that.
You ain't gonna come in after the fact, after she done set it up and got all it going and everything, and be like, "Hey, where my money at?"
Yeah,
we ain't talk about that.
Yeah, that shit lame as hell. Like you gotta definitely set the ground rules when y'all come into a relationship.
Exactly.
See what's gonna happen, and if that ain't your thing,
Move on.
move around. There's plenty of women that's not doing OnlyFans that look way better.
For real.
Yeah, to kill a bitch because she wouldn't give you no change is wild work.
It's
man.
crazy, bro.
Crazy.
Get you some bread, bro.
Yeah. And that's the problem is niggas is lazy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't the question, but that's okay that y'all talk about people getting unalived and stuff like that.
No.
But like for me and personally, I mean, in my opinion, like whatever bread is being brought to a household should be invested into like the household, into the upkeep and upliftment of the household and those living within the household. If she wanna, if y'all, if she was bagging groceries or something like that at Jewel or whatever like that, and you had your, you was delivering at Amazon or whatever, then like y'all both should be contributing toward them bills, or y'all both should be contributing to the point until everything's well maintained, the kids are cool, like the whole nine. So if she gonna be working OnlyFans, it's her like duty as your partner to contribute to the household. You feel me?
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, in a normal relationship, when we making money, we have to break bread with our women.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, shit, why wouldn't you break bread with me?
I mean, how is this working though? We talking about like she getting this money over what she contributed to the household, or is it like she taking the money?
Well, I mean,
away from the
whatever. I mean, because it's all type of variables. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm just saying, look at it like this.
Okay.
Say, you and your bro get into a relationship or whatever, and then y'all like, okay, we gonna go half and half. Okay, so both of y'all got to come up with like say $1,500 a month.
Okay.
But you or her, whoever it is, starts doing a little better, maybe get another job or whatever. So now you making like this amount, and your contribution stays the same. Is there something wrong with that?
I mean, I think. Is something wrong with
not increasing your contribution?
I don't think so.
Because she might have already been like putting down like whatever it was for like the household.
You know what?
Like, hey, this is my money because I'm making this aside from what I'm putting in with you.
It depends on how you view finances in a relationship. If you're like a collective type of relationship, then everything goes into like the basket regardless. Like the bank, like the joint bank account type shit.
Yeah,
now
but
there's
still
other
people
people
have other accounts though.
Yeah, then
have
there's
a joint bank account, and then you got your own.
Yeah, other people do that as well. It's about it's just how it depends on your outlook. So in your example, what are they kind of doing as far as they
right?
make?
What is their arrangement?
If they going half and half, then I mean, and one person starts making more, what they agreed on is what they agreed on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't increase or decrease.
I mean, it would be nice and like gracious for her to say, "Hey, I'm gonna spoil you a little bit because I'm getting extra." But like,
that's still.
I feel like that's where the extras are gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, because my thing is, all the money, because like y'all supposed to be a family. Like I don't know. I mean, if people want to keep their own money and all that shit for rainy days or whatever they want to do, I guess it is what it is. But how I would love to for my relationship to go is. When the bills are paid, no matter who pays it, if it's 50-50 or 70-30 or so on and so forth, the residual income that both parties have should go in some sort of a business, some sort of investment that's going to bring more money into the household, so that y'all can either expand or just just do whatever you want with that money.
You don't think that if in a household that there should be no personal finance?
I mean, I'm saying those personal finance should be going into investments.
That would make them no longer personal
it's no
finance.
longer personal.
I still think that's better. I think that's the best thing for growth, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, that's a pimp situation though. You now became a pimp.
I don't think that's a pimp situation.
No, that's exactly what
it is. A control, but
no, you just not saying it. The control of it is a pimp.
No, it's not. But it's not me controlling it. It's just both y'all coming together and then making.
That's exactly what the pimp said.
Who would have more?
No, how's that? No, but it's not one person making that decision. Not
exactly.
One,
who would have the most you know, who would
be the
have
man.
the most hand in their opinion?
Whoever's most qualified to make those decisions.
Okay.
Y'all should be looking at all these things together as a team. You know what I'm saying? I mean, mind you, this is like the perfect world where the man and the women are both like intelligent and like financially literate people. You feel me? Now if the dude is a fucking klutz and an idiot with his bread, then yeah, let that woman, you know, if she's educated, yeah, let her take care of that and let her make those financial decisions. Let her be the pimp. Right? It is what it is.
And vice versa, right?
Yeah, vice versa, of course.
I gotta say the women first because I'm trying to get the ladies, you know, involved in shit like that.
I understand. But wait a minute though. You know how society is though, you know what I mean? When you try to take any kind of like, you know, progressive position to say, okay, this is the way it's gonna be as a man, you are wrong.
Well, yeah.
Now, if you try to deny a woman from doing that, then you wrong again.
I'm very well aware of how identity politics and all this stuff kind of plays in each other, and how people get villainized for being a quote unquote pro man and stuff like that. But I think as a black community, we got to be more. We have to. Like,
no, I'm just saying, and like the majority,
I'm very well aware of everything you're saying right now.
In the majority of like households or whatever, do you think that the man is the leader, man is, or the woman is the leader?
The leader. You talking about Americans or Black Americans?
No,
like Americans
in the households. Period.
Just general.
The head of the house
around the world, or especially in America.
Yeah,
in America. Okay.
Yeah, I don't really talk about the country.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty much a man thing. It's a man's word.
So when you invest this money, right?
I don't know about that.
So when you invest the money, I mean,
not predominantly anyway.
I mean, it's kind of changing because niggas letting bitches leave because they got more money.
Exactly.
But
I mean, men still making the most money though.
I mean, no, I said some.
General,
we just
like,
in general, but
in our community,
some. It's not really like
but yeah,
that.
for the some that where the women are have the most money, okay, we can speak to them. Yeah.
So technically, say she has the most money here, right? But you telling her to take her extra funds to invest, right?
Yeah.
But the other dude, he has less money and he probably don't have an investment mindset. So if you telling her she's not going to listen to you, so she's going to do whatever the fuck she wants to do with that money, and she's probably not even going to use your money because your money is not equivalent to her money to even invest.
Yeah.
So how do you think I'm going to listen to you to tell me what to do with my money?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm saying, yeah. I mean, yeah. For that situation, you just chose a person that's not financially literate like that, like not financially literate to my standards. I mean, I would like not to get with a person like that. But like, and that's it. But to answer your question, yeah, it's not gonna work between them two.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why I didn't.
Yeah.
She did.
Wait, what?
I mean, she unalived.
All right, let's get to the video. But I'm just speaking to like the ideal situation. That's most likely not a reality for most people. You feel me? But yeah.
Turn the streets up, G, turn the streets up.
Want me at the club, you gotta pay for my appearance. Wanna say what's up, or take a picture. Nigga, stop the staring. Homie, please don't make me nervous. We ain't peeking with the clear it. Those bottles, we just passing through. Want me at the club.
This is the story of Mercina Struggs, age 29, an OnlyFans member who was shot and killed by her boyfriend, Nicholas Finley, age 34. Nicholas chased her and caught up with her outside their apartment after an argument as she tried to escape from him into her neighbor's car, but unfortunately she collapsed, making Nicholas catching up with her, so he stood over her then shot her till he emptied his clip on her.
Bullet holes are found on Shawnee Drury's front door.
There's something that's right here. They're all of them are right here.
The reason why he killed her was uncertain. Some said it was because she did not give him his share, which she made from OnlyFans, being her boyfriend. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories. This story will be taking us to Houston, Texas. According to Crime Stoppers of Houston, domestic violence reports increased by 10% between 2019 and 2020. A University of Houston study found that intimate partner violence homicides in the Houston area doubled in 3 years, from 32 in 2019 to 64 in 2022. In 2022, 51 of the 216 people killed by intimate partner violence in Texas were from Harris County. Mercina Struggs, aged 29, was a beautiful lady who had her life going for her.
chop this up.
Mersina attended Higgins High School. She was originally from Marrero, Louisiana, but relocated for a better life in Houston, Texas.
It was horrible. Oh, we keep it's recording back there.
Mersina was a mother who tried to make money whatever way she could to provide for her child. At a point in her life, she decided to join OnlyFans, where she charged people $35 monthly to watch her perform. Even though people tried to get her to do some of these things in person, she made it known to them that she was only making and selling contents, not linking up.
Sound like he was a fan.
Real.
He don't look too in-depth.
He had all the videos.
He was the one that.
It seemed like he was one of the guys. Like, I loved her. He killed my favorite.
Man, for real.
Mersina was active with her clients so she could make the most she could while she was at it. She post and interact with her clients constantly.
That's how long was this going on, nigga?
Nicholas. Problem started when Mersina started dating a man by the name of Nicholas Finley, age 34. Nicholas became very insecure and possessive with what she was doing. Unfortunately, sometimes she had to stay at his place, making him believe that he is entitled to some of the funds she made. He started demanding money from her and also wanted to restrict what she posted online. She went about her life and tried to shake it off, but it did not work. They argued constantly and things started going downhill for Mersina. She realized that she was not going to pay him any money for any reason, and she would not let him control what she wanted to do in her life, so she planned to leave him for good. On July 19, 2024, Mersina planned on moving, but it would not be as easy as she thought it would be. They started arguing about her leaving. He hit her so hard and told her he was going to kill her. She realized what was happening, so she started sprinting through the apartment complex, where she tried to hide in a car, but she could not. Nicholas was able to catch up with her. As he caught up to her, he stood over her and began shooting at her until he emptied his clip. She died at the scene as Nicholas took off with her purse and vehicle.
We are hearing from a woman who says she watched a mother try to run away from her boyfriend's gunfire.
34-year-old Nicholas Finley now is charged with capital murder after detectives say he robbed and killed his 29-year-old girlfriend, Marshana Struggs. It happened at a park, the park at Cumberland Apartments on July 19th. KPRC2 reporter Corley Peel shares what the witness saw before the shots were fired.
The neighbor tells me she did not know Marshana Struggs for very long, but she says she was beautiful and kind. She says the moment she heard gunshots, she feared for her friend's life.
Yesterday,
bullet holes are found on Shawnee Drury's front door.
Here's I mean, it's right here. They're all of them are right here.
Her doorstop is where Marshana Struggs was shot and killed while trying to run from her boyfriend, Nicholas Finley. Jury recalls how it unfolded.
He said he got pulled over and he needed her to bring the insurance card. And so my roommate took her to go down there and he wasn't there. So when they came back, he was sitting right here in her car. And she jumped out and had a confrontation with him. And he shot her a couple times. My boyfriend pushed me back in the house, and we just went in the bathroom, and I just had my hands over my head, and it was so loud. I thought he was coming in the house because he kept saying he was going to kill everybody in the house. He was going to kill us for helping her.
Jury says Struggs fought to get away.
She made it into my truck, I guess, and he shot her 4 or 5 more times over there, and then she managed to make it over here. At that point, and he shot her like 8 more times. It was just so senseless, you know, so senseless.
Sheriff Ed Gonzalez says murders involving intimate partners make up 35% of the murders in unincorporated Harris County so far this year.
He said a couple more times over there. So he gave it the whole thing. He gave it the whole clip, probably about 16, 17 times.
leaving can be the most dangerous time for a survivor. And the Houston Area Women's Center says if an abuser has a gun, lethality can increase by 500%.
He was later caught by the police. He was charged with capital murder and was denied bond. Police were shocked to see a boyfriend robbing his own girlfriend who he is supposed to protect and love. The purse was one of the main goals for him, but unfortunately, he only got a bit of money from the purse.
Bitch ass nigga.
Yep. So we ain't gonna go over the whole thing. Just check it out yourselves on Worldstar. Yeah, man. I mean, I think y'all pretty much nailed it on the head in our like opening dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Dude, he didn't fall into the category of he was in the videos or anything like that. I mean, he saw she was doing something that was working out for her.
He just felt
on his
entitled.
cut.
Yeah, he felt entitled.
Felt entitled, absolutely, and that's a big problem in American culture as a whole. But like black people especially, like do have this sense of entitlement that we need to address. Otherwise, we're gonna end up like this Joker, and ruining the lives of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, real sucker, man. He wasn't even putting in no work. He met her while she was doing it. He's a sucker. He tried to come in and be a pimp, and then his pimp hand wasn't strong, so he said, "I'm gonna kill you, bitch." He's a pussy. He was just broke.
And look how emotional he was. He gonna shoot her 16 times.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't die. She was in the car. He said she got out the car, so she's like, the bitch ain't dying. She should have played still. She should have laid still. Yeah, just stop moving. Just play dead.
I mean, to pull the trigger that many times, that's hatred. That's like, like
jealous. Like he said, he was insecure. All those dudes talking to him. He broke. He don't even know why he even got a bitch that pretty.
He should have never. No, my bad. I was gonna say he should have never got with her because, like, if you notice what she doing, then you know what's going on. But my thing is, like, when she had to come stay with him, was she making content in his crib?
No, he made her. She didn't. He made her stay with him. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Right, they ain't even lit it.
Yeah, he forced her to do that. She said she was moving away from him, and that's when they got into the little altercation. But she said he forced her to stay with her. You know what I'm saying? And then when he forced her, he said he wanted money and all these other things.
Right, he's definitely trying to pimp her.
Yeah. He just wasn't a pimp. That's all.
So, not much else to say. Not much else to say here, everybody. Like definitely, this black femicide thing is definitely a serious situation, and we're gonna do everything we can to bring light to all these different type of cases. Like I said, black men, we definitely gotta start talking to the boys and stuff like that, and kind of interject these, try to wash away all these crazy. I don't know how he else to put this. We gotta hold each other accountable, and we also gotta talk to the young boys and like get in their heads and try to wash away a lot of this whatever it is, this shameful behavior, right?
Yes.
So
whatever happened to being ashamed and being a coward, none of these things apply to people no more.
Because people got rid of shame. This is whole feel good movie. Don't have to have no shame.
On real.
Appreciate that. Yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. So hey, we'll catch you on the flip side, and we'll keep y'all posted. Okay, that's about it, y'all. All right, so that's the end of the show, everybody. We appreciate y'all for sliding through, leaving comments. We appreciate y'all for sharing and all that great stuff, likes and stuff like that. Got a little bit on the shorter stream this end, but Jay, like I said, man, tell them how they can find you, or tell them what you a little bit about. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man, y'all could definitely find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, JRashid718. We're about to go on tour with the plays.
What's up, blood? What's up, man? I'm proud of you, my boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me see, Living All Alone. It's gonna be October 12th in Baltimore, and then November 9th in Cleveland, and then we're doing November 30th, Lady Sings the Blues in Philadelphia.
Okay. Yeah. Proud of you, my boy.
Appreciate it.
Brad?
I'm working on the social media thing, but right now, you know what I mean? Just me, you know what I mean?
You know where I be at, man. Chicago Black Dedication, man. And always, man. For country.
Yes, sir. And now, again, I've been high thinking of the Chicago Black Dedication podcast. Once again, I'm going to keep promoting this book, Powernomics by Dr. Clyde Anderson. Get his other books as well. It's the National Plan for Empowerment for Black Americans. Great book. Otherwise, yeah, man. Appreciate y'all sliding through. Appreciate y'all sharing this stuff. Appreciate y'all holding the conversation with your circles. Have less conversations about the distraction that's befalling Black Americans specifically, and have more productive conversations about the things that make this country go around. Feel me? So, catch y'all around.